Wild About Harry's Workshop opens up with Schemer measuring things in Harry's workshop. It turns out that management of the railway wants to add in a snack bar to Shining Time Station. And Schemer, who's all about the business side of things, is like, oh, sure, we'll add one. But it turns out that the only really place to add one is in Harry's workshop. So that has to go. And everybody in the station is not happy about it. Stacy, who is understandably pissed off, calls management and tells them, hey, how about you don't do that? Then Mr. Conductor shows up, who's dressed to catch butterflies, but in reality he's going to have some tea with them because he is a tiny individual, tells them, you guessed it, an episode of Barney and Friends. And then a Thomas story. After Pingu, Schemer locks up the workshop, and then Harry comes in and sees that there's a lock on his workshop, and it's like, dude, what the frick? And Schemer's like, hey, it's just business, man. Then a pedophile and or private eye looking guy just shows up out of nowhere, and Schemer's like, hey, take a look at my nice beautiful arcade while you're waiting for your train. Yay. Stacy's like, you're a bully, and Schemer's like, no, and then Schemer leaves, and the private eye guy then plays a song on the jukebox. Oh my god, the puppets are so freaking stupid. They look so ugly. I don't like. Why do they look like that? Like, why does the piano guy look like that? It's so bad. Oh my god, why did they make one puppet I had puppet and the rest of the marionettes? Just choose one or the other. Like, oh my god. After the song, the kids are all talking about how Schemer's a massive bully, and Stacey's like, well, actually, he's not. And so she plays a little film about not being a bully, which doesn't really sync up to the animation all that well, I'll be honest. You can tell that the song was recorded like 40 years after this animation. So Henry's demanding his job back, and Schemer's like, whatever. But then one of the machines starts to break down, and Schemer's like, hey, Harry, can you fix this? And Harry's like, nope. And then after that, Mr. Conductor tells us another episode of Bluey. After Tug, Schemer is complaining about how nobody wants to fix the machine, and Harry comes in like, hey, how about you give me my job back? And Schemer's like, yeah, how about we not do that? But it turns out the Ninja Turtle in disguise works for the railway, and he's like, hey, Schemer, your arcade's pretty fun, but give Harry his fucking job back. And he's like, okay, fine. So this episode was pretty alright. We get to see Schemer at his most nastiest in the series so far, where he's straight up firing Harry for profits rather than logistical reasons, and everyone's rightfully pissed about it, you know? And, you know, it gets a nice little lesson for the kids. It's a good episode. This was a good episode. I liked it, you know? Let me tell you about Schemer. Let me tell you about Schemer, guys. Let me tell you about it. Schemer is fucking annoying.